Okay, hey, this is Key of Key Creative Studio and Master Drawing Japan. This video is going to be on drawing the nose. Okay, now when it comes to drawing the nose, um, there are a lot of things that people do or can do to kind of I don't want to use the word fake it, but pretty much that's kind of like what it is. Um, and I myself, I have a whole bunch of little tricks and things like that I do to kind of fake it. Actually, like what I did just now, now in terms of these tricks and shortcuts we have is fine. But I think the best thing to do is really to like understand the nose, understand like how it's structured. Um, One thing that I think it'd be a good idea for people to get away from is is thinking um, the um, thinking like that the nose is just something that is just like attached to um, to the head, and actually, like I said yesterday or my last video, um, you kind of want to think of the nose not only like being like in space, but also it is this um, it's this architecture that is coming out from the skull. Okay. All right. So I'm just trying to lay this in here really quick for you guys. All right. All right. So like here's our head. Okay. Pretty much, right? All right. So I think we all understand like the upper part of the bridge of the nose um, is like um, this hard. Well, there's like the part that's really hard because that's actually like hard bone, right? And then it kind of then it goes into this soft cartilage after that, right? Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you um, um, a cheat, all right, or at least what a lot of people um, end up doing. Um, when myself included, I confess I've done it um, many times. Um, so okay, all right, so we have like Voldemort here, okay, from Harry Potter or whatever. He has no nose, right? Okay, now some people just pretty much they'll just do this, right? They'll just like draw like kind of like this triangle thing here, and then they'll do this graphic for like a nostril or whatever, and then they'll put something on the other side. And yeah, I mean, maybe we can you can get away with that. That's one solution, to a problem. Um, Another thing, this is my personal cheat. Actually, what I'll do is, what, I'll erase it. Um, I'll I'll just like put like this volume here, almost like a button kind of nose, because essentially the important thing, like when you're drawing, um, the around the eyes and the nose is to have this essentially like this triangle kind of relationship, generally speaking, right? Actually, this is one of the aspects that's used like in facial recognition. It's like the relationship between that's how the computers recognize you. It's like they recognize like this point, and then like the point of your nose and like that relationship. Of course, all the things like the measurement of the mouth and the chin and like the forehead, of course. But anyway, like what I'll do is, um, yeah, I'll just put a volume here, and then I will literally I'll sculpt it out like this, and like this works for me um, in some cases, because one, it's kind of like a spherical volume here, which I can massage and like modify to whatever kind of person I'm drawing, or um, or yeah, or that particular kind of feature that they have. And of course, I mean, of course, I can massage it in terms of like the three dimensionality of it as well. And I can, yeah, I mean, it that's one way of doing it, right? That's fine. Um, but I think it's most important really just to have like a general understanding um, of of the nose, and like the anatomy of the nose. I think the more you understand it, the better it'll be for you. So um, let's actually like look at the nose anatomy itself. Okay, so I'll put Voldemort up here, and okay, um, okay. In terms of the nose, um, it's made up of four parts. Um, I try to break it down into two parts at first. At least when I think about it, I kind of think of it as the nose having almost like a similar kind of I don't want to say design, but well, I guess design would be the operative word, um, or construction, to like a torso. What I mean by that is, no, it's not like a torso, but if you think of a torso, a torso essentially is basically it's um, these two parts, these two three-dimensional parts that have this relationship and that are connected to each other, right? This would be like the rib cage, right? This would be the hips, right? The pelvis, right? Okay. So what I'm saying is like you have the upper part of the nose. Okay, this part obviously is the cartilage area. Um, the upper part, which I guess you can refer to as like the upper lateral part of the nose, and then you have the lower part, which I kind of think of like where like the hips are. Basically, all it is it's just cartilage, right? Um, and I noticed the lower part actually does kind of split into two, um, and I don't know, just as a funny way for me remembering it, I call this is like the butt of the nose, and I mean this with kindness, but I notice like with some people, depending like on their ethnicity, um, particularly with some people who uh, of um, Caucasian background. I noticed that like in older people, kind of like the stereotypical like old salty person, the nose the bulb of the nose actually starts to make like this visible split at the end. It's almost like they have like a butt at the end of their face. Some other ethnic groups, like that have kind of like quote unquote flat noses, like people of African ancestry. You don't really see that so much. I don't know why, because obviously we have the same we have the same essential not the same essential. We have the same anatomy. So just some things are just more pronounced than others. So so basically, as I was saying, like you have like this upper part, which I kind of think of as like maybe like yeah, just like maybe like the rib cage area, and then you have this connective part, and then it branches out into like the lower part, which is we call it the lower the lower septum actually. So this is one way of breaking it down. Now you have to keep in mind that above this is like where we have this hard bone, where the nose is coming out. On either side of the nose, you have like these cups, um, and these are of course these are known as the septum, and of course it wraps around, overlaps like that, and then fits in. It fits into like the lower part of the nose like this. So you get this kind of relationship. Okay. Now, as I said before, um, or in other videos, it's not so important, that we draw, all this architecture and anatomy like when we're drawing, because people don't necessarily want to see that. But all this like should be informing your drawing. Okay, so like I said, if I understand this architecture, when it comes time for me to like quote unquote fake it like this, at least it's informed, by my understanding of like what is underneath it, and I can put things in there to give it more character, or I can take things away, to design it in a certain way. Okay, so these parts again, you have there's an upper lateral, I think, um, lower lower lateral. Um, I call this the butt because actually it is kind of like a butt, because it does split down here. And then here, yeah, you have the I'm so sorry, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. This is not the septum. This is the wing. Excuse me. Sorry, my bad. Um, the septum area, actually, if I'm correct, is actually this part. This is like where the kids like put noses in their, I'm sorry, put rings in their noses and stuff like that. I'm sorry, that's the septum down here like that. Okay, so tell you what, um, let me do another drawing here. I'll just start it over. Um, hi. Um, in terms of the let's say like the skull in a profile, right? Okay, like this, all right? And okay, so again, you want to think about that hard part of the bridge being about here, right? And from there, from this point here. So again, this is it's Voldemort again here, right? He has no nose. But if we were to give him a nose, then we would have to think about, well, this is something that is coming out. It's coming out from the skull, right? Meaning that it's attaching to this bone here, and then you have this kind of relationship. Like, pretty much, right? Of course, this is going to vary again, depending on the individual, depending on their um, ethnicity, age, and things of that nature. Okay. Um, Another thing that people also have difficulty with is like, okay, like, well, how how can I actually like attach it like to a face, right? Um, this is a bit of a cheat, okay, but it tends to work for me. I'm sorry, how to attach it to the face, like when let's say like we're like looking up at it or something like that. All right, all right. So here's our head. Okay, just do this very quickly, just so we can have the sense. So we're like we're looking up um, at this person here, right? So yeah, like how do we draw it like in perspective, um, or like looking up from at it anyway. So one thing that um, I like to do that tends to work for me is, well, no matter what angle it's at, generally it's going to have like this triangular kind of relationship, right? And so in this point, yeah, I mean, of course, I can just, oh, I'll draw it like this, draw the wing, draw the septum, and then like draw it like that, and okay, I mean that works, you know, that can work. That's a solution. Okay, there's nothing wrong with it. Um, but if you want something that's maybe going to um, give you a feeling of like a little bit more confidence in terms of it being three-dimensional. Um, One thing that I do is I'm gonna go to this triangle here, right? Um, you really you map it out three-dimensionally. Like you draw a pyramid from like looking underneath it, right? So that way, like you definitely know that like where it should be in space. Um, so that way, um, you don't um, it doesn't get out of hand, okay, so to speak. Okay, but both ways, both ways work. Okay, all right. So let me keep moving because actually this I don't want this video to get too long. Actually, all right. 1 second. All right, that's good enough. Anyway, all right. Okay, next one. All right. So in terms of like uh, designing the nose, right? Let's say for I don't know, like for like you know animation or something like that, like some animated character. Um, Definitely, in like cartoon design, there are going to be lots of liberties taken, and I mean, I guess this is the time, where it's perfectly okay, let's say, to quote unquote um, to cheat or what have you. Um, but I do think, even at this stage, um, your designing or rendering of the nose, should be somewhat rooted in some uh, understanding of reality, right? It's as the saying goes, in order to report on the world or make editorial, um, about the world, we have to know, um, you have to know how it works, right? Okay, so let's say, I have, this character here. All right, always drawing these characters with like surprised eyes. Okay, all right, doing that. So in terms of like a nose, I mean, let's say we all gonna know like there's gonna be uh, the nose, coming out like this. But okay, if I'm gonna design it, you could do some. I could do something like this, right? But there's a septum there. Okay, and then, and of course, like the jaw. I'm just making this up. Okay, so don't expect anything great here. You know what? Yeah. The other thing, um, all right, so he's making some stink face or whatever, but the septum here, and also like this relationship with the cheek. Sorry, with this muscle that actually that branches or connects like in towards like where the nose is helpful, um, in terms of like my understanding of, of like where the wrinkles are going to be. If he's going to be like making some sort of, you know expression or something like that. So like what I'm getting at is, you know the more you understand about, um, um, how things are constructed or designed, um, again, the more license, you're gonna have, um, in terms of, having your way with it, just like, designing it, the way you want to design it. Right? Okay, so now, it's up to me. I mean, just how much, do I want to make this a three-dimensional thing, or make it flat. Um, it really depends on the, um, what you need, right? Okay. I don't know. My friend here is flipping out about something. Okay. What it is, I don't know. you know, even though this is a cartoonish kind of nose here. I've put little things in there um, that have some semblance, or like some um, roots in reality. Again, the the lower part, the butt actually. In this case, I I literally have like put a rear end. I mean, that's a little bit too much. That's a little bit too much. Um, at the at the end of this guy's nose. But some people, some people have that. Again, for example, if I was going to meet this guy like an older person or something like that, um, you know, that kind of detail would be wholly appropriate. This is just going to be like an old guy or something like that. Um, then definitely you want to like put more detail in there, right? But but it's really it's up to you in terms of like what are you trying to convey here. Okay, so there you have it. I hope that was helpful for you guys. I will be back again. I'm gonna do like another video in a bit about drawing the ears. If this was helpful for you, please give me a like, leave comments. If you have any more requests, I'll be happy to consider them. And also, yeah, please subscribe. That also helps me too. All right, talk to you later. Bye bye.